back to following the blood. Some glitchy lights there, yeah. Okay. Oh, everybody's back.
I have this thirst for blood.
Didn't even mean to do that. So everybody's respawning. I don't think I like that. Oh, that's what that is. Alright, let's go this way. Still looking for Papa.
Fresh
there,
blood.
Papa?
The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Must be here. Okay.
I had a drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop. Just a sip, I promise. You are my dearest friend. You're my last and dearest friend.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Please, let go of me. Oh my God, William.
This creature
Can't
is
stand it
bedeviled.
anymore.
I must put it down.
Bye, William.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor.
I'm
You're
a
suffering from
doctor.
shock.
I must return
Oh.
to my flock. They
He's back.
stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Scal?
You
Seems a
truly
vampire.
are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Well, thank you, miss. Now that's an exit.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can
How'd you
leave
know we were
this
here?
awful place.
It's a little bit shady.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention.
Father
We'll see he
Flaherty.
gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock
He's a good
needs
man,
me.
except for the...
Go with a good Dr. Swansea.
Drink?
He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Ooh, investigation time. I'm Batman. It's almost true.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire?
Is that a horn
I
on
must
his head?
find a place to analyze the blood.
Just a piece of something. You, sir, are a mess. Oh, I see your manhood is gone. That's very unfortunate. Was it William? Aluminium. Ooh, let's stick. I need those. What else we got? Board the boat. That was it? That was all I needed? Nothing else interesting. Break that barrel. Take the coins. Put that down. And this thing. I want to go where the lady went. Come back, lady. Where did you go? Very nice. Games that don't let you do the things that you're capable of doing are not very nice either. Like, I could totally go up there. I should hit the key and go where I want to go. But no, gotta get on the damn boat with this religious fool. Let's go. What's that little wheel supposed to do? That's how you start the engine?
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was...
Mm-hmm. How do you make it go
What
forward?
manner of creature was he?
Predator,
Really? I swear you
prey,
didn't even
villain,
do that.
and victim. Who can say?
It's a magic wheel.
The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought
Front
you were
lines
here
of a
in service
plague.
of
I
your
wonder what that
mysterious
feels like.
Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
Please.
No need for modesty.
Call me Henry.
You are Dr. Jonathan Reed. A surgeon of
Or
some
Jonathan,
caliber and
whatever.
renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
That's my
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
I might want to keep that on the DL, you know?
Again, from a so-called man of
What's your name?
science.
I
Dr.
understand
Seabreeze.
traditionally the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Who could pass up an offer like that?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Just don't blast me with your crosses anymore, old man. Captain Seabreeze, I'm watching you. Got my eye on you. Not on my watch.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Swansea,
Worry no
Seabreeze,
more,
it's all the
Nurse
same
Crane.
thing.
For I bring good news.
Nurse Crane, of course.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Scow, she sounds
Yes,
nice.
well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
You know, you
Dr.
should wash
Reed
your
here
hands
has just
before
returned
handling
from
a
the front.
patient.
He
That's
served
like
King
Nurse
Country
101, right?
and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood
renowned.
transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Of my renown, please get it right next time.
Here at
Seabreeze.
Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
I mean, unknown. I know who she is.
It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Great, will you?
It's locked, all right.
Oh, locked in. If only I was a vampire who could miss through stuff. An iron gate would not keep out Henry Jonathan Reed. This is Boldadosh. Alright.
You can do better than that.
What did you say?
It's my turn.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
This guy is a murderer. You can mesmerize him. Okay, let's try that. R for details. No. The blood coin indicates how much XP you'll retain.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Red trail. Where's the red trail? No, there's the red trail.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life. It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Where are you then? You did just kill someone, Mr. Clay, so... Well, this is Cox. Mr. Cox, Clay Cox, was that what this guy's name?
Did I black out? What? What happened?
People. Clay Cox. Definitely not gonna eat any Clay Cox tonight. I'll save that for another day. Anything? Just looking for stuff. To upgrade our equipment. Small bolt. Who are you talking to?
Dr. Swansea asked me to connect you.
Hurry up. Are you bossing me around, lady? Checking on the patients. Poke, poke. Tender, yes. It's freezing here. I feel fine. Nothing like the cold warmth of death. The embrace. So I gotta rummage through the garden, lady. I mean garbage. Garbage. One man's garden is another man's garbage, or something like that. Do not cough in public. Prevent disease, careless spitting, sneezing, coughing, spreading influenza. Spread by droplets sprayed from nose and throat. Do not cough in public. Wear a mask, damn it. Should be common sense. They left out the mask part. This is the problem.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
We can play hide and seek
I found
later
a wounded
if you
man
want.
by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll
Well,
ask our
it was that
porter,
or
Milton,
eating
to
him.
bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane.
Why are you staring
Welcome
at
to
my
Pembroke
beard?
Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been...
My eyes are up here.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Yes, of course. You're not even looking me in the eyes. Are you on drugs? Have you been hitting up the opium stash, Miss Crane?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Yeah, that's helpful.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Oh, that's sad. But that's true with all doctors and nurses, right? Don't get the key to the doctor's lounge, do you?
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
You still haven't washed your hands.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
People wonder why there's a plague. I don't think your PPE is in order, miss.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
I'll see you later.
This is no time for self-pity. It is the last thing our patients need.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
Famous, that's
I
right.
can't think
Soon
of
to
any
be
better news during these
infamous.
terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Must have
Dr.
been
Tippett,
memorable.
Yes, I remember.
Ah, Tippett.
I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
Had quite
He
a
was also very
penchant for
confident
the
about
strip
your
clubs, as
future.
I remember.
And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
That's right. I'm gonna take all your blood.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Sounds like you're spreading the lack of hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Right?
Some
Sounds
are
like
really
a
good,
poo-poo
and
ninny.
others are not so good. But during this troubled period,
not just me, right?
there is
I mean,
no time for slander.
people
I
say
prefer
stuff
to
like
focus
that.
on the positive character
Usually the
traits.
hopeless.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really
Sounds
seem
delicious.
to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
What is that supposed to mean?
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Why? Why do you care? I need a level 2 mesmerize for a medical checkup. What's blood quality? What does that even mean?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Just checking.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
We'll go ask the
At
nurses
least
if they
that
need a
mistress
checkup.
of the dark has stopped following me.
Yes, all of that. Hello, sir. Good day, miss. Wearing a mask. That is very good. I'd like my mask,
Good evening,
please.
nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Oh, this
the new
must be
surgeon
Nurse
here at
Scow.
Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us
Oh.
about you, sir.
Nurse.
I'm Nurse
Brannigan.
Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really?
Why are you looking off to the
It's
side
a good thing
weirdly
I
like
wasn't
that?
hoping to keep a low profile.
little
All members
awkward
of
in
staff have
public
already
company.
read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see.
He told them what?
Well, I'm a little surprised.
Actually, I'm working
I
on a new
suppose I'll
technique.
just have to deal with this unexpected
I
notoriety.
will show it to you
must
later.
know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research.
Really now?
He is convinced it is the future.
It is your future. That is correct.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, Most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem?
I caught
should know
that too.
about this?
That's
It
good job,
would be
Henry.
inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well,
Besides you
I
looking
have
off
never
into
met
the
someone as
far away
dedicated
one
as
instead of
Dr.
looking at me.
Tibbets. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
I'm not so sure. Is it inappropriate to ask how hard is it?
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already
don't.
resigned.
Oh, that's too bad. Well,
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
yeah.
Dr. Tippett does not
this
think
the
of you as
hardness
just
you
a
were
nurse,
talking about?
does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Something going on
Goodbye,
there. We'll be
nurse.
keeping
Call
our
me if
eye
you
on
need
you.
assistance.
Good job, Henry. What else we got? Now that the crone is gone, let's go find someone far more interesting. Reginald.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
I
You
like
can
it.
call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me,
Nothing
and I
wrong
won't
with
judge
that,
you.
Milton.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain,
Said all
Dr. Reed.
habits.
And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Well, just give it to me now, then. Yeah, let's try.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what
It's an
everybody
awkward way of
needs.
saying it, but yes. Let's go. Milton shotgun. That's nice. How much does it cost? 315? Are you on crack, sir? Bullets. Could I use some bullets? Shotgun shells. A screw. 9 shillings for a screw. You were literally getting screwed. Grease. 9 shillings for grease. I guess you get that before you get screwed. Aluminium shard, 9 shillings. Aluminium powder, 9 shillings. Tiny common handle part, 32 shillings. My god, triggers. I do need triggers, but I'm not going to spend half of my shillings on a common trigger part. Bullets will buy, though. Shotgun, don't have a shotgun, don't need a shotgun shell. Sell. I cannot sell any of my weapons. Why not? I have a common trigger part. I have some screws, so screw you then. 18 bullets. 2 of 6 shotgun shells. Junk. Oh no, I recycle things. But I can't sell any weapons. Why is that? Alright, lad.
Another night.
Catch you later.
Battalion of Pembroke.
That is. Gets back there. What is it?
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Mortimer Goswick. Anything unknown. Okay. Well. Well, I guess these other people without heartbeats are actually dead.
At least that mistress of the dark has stopped patients and not
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Why is it a euphemism?
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes
kind of
we're just a test result away from
party pooper, aren't we, Hawkins?
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter.
Too late.
But I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Brannigan doesn't even look you in the eye.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
That sounds so familiar. Well, we know the Spanish flu won't last forever, but got a grip's a great way to make friends.
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
It's very on the nose, isn't it? This time with everything going on right now.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
How is that a hint, and what does it mean? Do you need a checkup, miss?
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Okay, if you need a checkup, let me know. No personal questions.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more
you
grumpy
already
than
told me that.
usual, especially
Why does Milton...
I don't know. Just ask.
Okay. This talking to people is a little
Goodbye,
tedious. Let's get back to the vamp stuff, shall we? Any good notes? Money? Email passwords? Somebody is not where they're supposed to be. Is that blood? Can I drink it? Seems awfully quiet out here. Haha, found some more screws. Screw you, Milton. 9 pence for a screw. I am not that easy.
Scour voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
have sworn there's somebody else over here. Come here, Pookie. A rogue skull, level 6, huh? That's kind of how you do it.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Guess that's why she had so much to say about him. Anything else around here going on? Bullets.
I cannot enter.
All's quiet on the Western Front. Let's get back into the hospital, shall we? Alright, which door is mine? Which door is mine?
It's locked, all right.
Okay, so this building is came out of. Up to the second floor. Is that it? Medical files. Mr. Elwood. Patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb. Scars are clean. He firms regularly endure severe pains from the wounds as the flames are burning under the skin. What's that? Gin. Alright, well, whose wallet is it? Mr. Tippett, Strickland, Ackroyd. Mr. Ackroyd.
It's locked.
Okay. Mr. Reed, you have arrived.
It's locked, all right.
Okay. Let's find a key somewhere.
This must be the place.
Wow.
It's
nice.
definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own.
Yeah, not bad.
At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
That's true. I was hoping we would sleep in a coffin, but... Label, that's not important, okay. Anything? Article on econs. To observe the most interesting physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye, blah blah blah. Supernatural speed. Vampire can act and move like a mortal, knows actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. The human eye cannot follow their movements. It is only a supernatural speed, not a teleport. Okay, well that explains why I can't get through iron grates. I am very disappointed. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. Vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me that the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture the target's psyche. Required time to master, and the result could vary widely. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one, the possibilities are endless. Blood awareness. It almost beggars belief. I think that should be begs belief, but we won't article. I was reading article. We won't argue.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
So, water it, Henry. How do I water it?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Analyze the blood. Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Interesting.
Who are you really? Miss Howcroft. I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard.
Okay.
The affected
Name
patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality.
No, I would have
And you
no
think
idea.
it is I who am delusional?
Let me show you. Why do I need a level 2 mesmerized? Oh my god. Do you need a checkup? How about a checkup, miss?
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
Yeah.
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman,
Sure.
a spirit, fog, or bat.
A fog bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for
I think I already took care of those guys in the garden.
I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me, for I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I already took care of them.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Oh yeah. Jeez, crazy one. Milton, where are you, Milton? Got your wallet, sir.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Henry, get your head out of the way.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital
Oh,
every
I'm
day
sure.
just to keep it running? There's nothing
It's a
wrong
lot
with
of
what
closets. Very well, Milton. I'll let you go this time. Keep your head up.
Goodbye, Milton.
Chin up, boyo. Alright, time to rest. So we've got Mr. Tippett, his lady. Oh, these people. Don't think we've met.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together. Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir. Thank you. And you are? I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Didn't even hear of you. You miss.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick.
Okay.
Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
That is true.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Oh, you're one of those hoity-toities.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a
Very
relief,
nice.
but
Okay.
it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Miss Hawkins.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Very well.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Good to know. She's a 4. Oh my god. And do you need any medical services?
Do you require
Miss?
medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You seem like
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Oh, fine.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Well, that was obvious.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Mom.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
So...
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir.
Weird, so he's
But
in the
don't
hospital, he's not
hesitate to
telling me what's
contact
wrong with
me
his
if you
throat.
need
What
any
am I supposed to do with that?
Don't waste your time with me.
Okay, I won't. Trust me, not a problem.
Calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a
Okay. Hospital full. Please go home. So weird. It's like this game is happening.
Damn it! Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? You have the right to disapprove of our methods.
It's a big freaking place.
It's locked. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Well, that's probably true. Why can we not ask her about why she's stealing money? No. No.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Guess that's not important. Alright, let's go to sleep. This is dragging on. And now I don't know where my room is. Down this way, I believe. There we are. Really good stuff. What have we got? Passive skills, bite, hard biting.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
I'm not one to make wait, Doctor. I've patience to attend. Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
Local investigations. Milton Hooks. Sure.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem. We had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Okay, bye-bye.